The new Redmi Note 12 5G is officially here in India, and despite being the most affordable phone in the series, it still gets 5G network support. However, just like most other budget 5G smartphones, the 5G tax has been levied, so it is more expensive than its predecessors. Although the price is increased, Xiaomi says it has not compromised on specifications as the Redmi Note 12 5G packs some promising hardware. Before we talk more about the device, let's just quickly take a look at what you get inside the retail box. First up, the box itself has the key specifications of the phone printed on it. Open the box lid and you will see some documents, the SIM ejector tool and the TPU case. Next, there is the Redmi Note 12 5G in its frosted green color. The company has also packed a 33-watt fast charging adapter and a USB Type-A to USB Type-C charging cable. Moving on to the design, the Redmi Note 12 5G in its frosted green color is a looker. As the name suggests, the plastic back panel has a frosted finish which gives it a glass-like sheen. This phone is also available in Mystic Blue and the classic matte black. The rear panel curves into the flat plastic frame, offering a good in-hand feel. The Redmi Note 12 5G weighs 188 grams and is 7.98mm slim. It has an IP53 rating which indicates basic protection against water splashes and dust. The phone's right side has room for the power and volume buttons, whereas the left has the dual nano SIM tray. At the bottom there is the USB Type-C port, a single speaker grill and a microphone. The IR emitter, 3.5mm audio socket and the secondary microphone are located at the top. The display has received many upgrades compared to the Redmi Note 11. The Redmi Note 12 5G gets a taller 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate. The display can switch between 60Hz and 120Hz depending on the on-screen content. The flat screen is surrounded by fairly thin bezels, with the chin being an exception. There is also a tiny hole at the top for the 13MP front camera. With up to 1200 nits of peak brightness, the screen is quite bright even for outdoor use. It would have been nice had Xiaomi included stereo speakers in the Redmi Note 12 5G, as it would have offered a well-rounded multimedia experience. The Redmi Note 11, by the way, did have stereo speakers, so that's one area in which the Redmi Note 12 5G received a downgrade. On the back, the Redmi Note 12 5G has a triple camera setup. There is a 48MP main camera, an 8MP ultra-wide angle camera and a 2MP macro sensor. From what I can tell in my brief experience so far, the main camera performance seems quite okay for the price. The dynamic range is a bit off, but the camera does get the colors right. We will test the performance of all the cameras on this phone in our full review. The main highlight of the new budget Redmi Note is its support for 5G along with a recent processor. It features a Qualcomm Snapdragon 4 Gen 1 SoC, which we have previously seen in the iQOO Z6 Lite 5G. While the latter phone did perform well, we will test the Redmi Note 12 5G to see how well it is optimized. Xiaomi has launched the Redmi Note 12 5G with MIUI 13 based on Android 12, which is disappointing to say the least. The company's promised to provide two major Android updates, which means that users will only get Android 13 and Android 14. Xiaomi has also promised to provide 4 years of security updates for the Redmi Note 12 5G. There is some bloatware in MIUI, but you can uninstall most of the unwanted apps. The phone packs a 5000mAh battery and supports 33W fast charging. The Redmi Note 12 5G's base model has 4GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage, while the variant we have has 6GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. Compared to its predecessor, this new entry-level Redmi Note model is more expensive than before, and fans of the series might not be too happy with that. Should you consider buying it? Find out in our full review, which will be up very soon on Gadget.